It's spiritual psychic Cynthia Killian here, also known as Psychic Cynthia. And I'd like to welcome you, dear one. Welcome to today's video. And today I'd like to ask you, are you feeling scattered? Are you in one of those times where you're not sure what day of the week it is? Actually, I've heard from many of my clients and friends, they're feeling this right now because of the coronavirus thing going on. And many of us have had our whole routines disrupted. And now it's hard to really get focused or even connect with what day of the week it is. You know, there's this idea of the scattering of energy. I talked to a friend today on the phone, and she is working out of home, so she still has employment and she's still working some. But she said to me, I'm so scattered. This is what she said. It's like I don't know what day of the week it is, and I start on one thing and then I can't get it done. And so yes, are these things that you're feeling right now? Have you had your routine disrupted? If so, this video might be of help to you. And here's the thing, if you're finding it hard, to focus on something that you need to focus on, or you don't know what day of the week it is, or you kind of feel like you're drifting along, which, by the way, this is normal when our routines are disrupted, okay? Because our routines help to give us structure. They help to, contain our energy and give it a direction, somewhere to go. And when that routine gets disrupted, especially when the collective routine is disrupted, then suddenly we don't have those external demands or schedules to help direct our energy. And there is a sense that comes with that of ungroundedness. So what you're experiencing, if you're having any of this I'm talking about, if you don't know what day of the week it is anymore, and your body seems confused, and you've gotten your sleep schedule messed around, and listen, there's nothing wrong with making some changes and relaxing some more. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about, if you're really feeling a little bit disorientated or out of touch, it's a sign that you are ungrounded, and you need to work on getting grounded. Because again, our routines are often something that provide us with a sense of groundedness. And now that the whole entire society routine has been disrupted, so to speak, we're very ungrounded as a collective right now. You might have noticed, have you noticed that people are freaking out and the whole society is ungrounded at the moment? Not everybody, okay? And it is possible to be grounded even in times like these, where in times of uncertainty, not only is it possible, but it's very necessary to stay grounded if you want to be able to thrive in these times, which it is possible to do. It is possible to thrive and be, mentally healthy, even with all that is going on. So, you're not grounded if you can't tell what day of the week it is, if you're feeling scattered, you're feeling lost or disorientated. This is all normal when disroutines are disrupted, but we need to get back to that earthy psychic flow of grounding. And you can see today that I'm filming inside with some of my plant friends nearby, and communing with nature is one of the best ways to get grounded, dear one. Now, I don't know what the rules are where you're at. If you're watching this after the coronavirus scare, then you don't have to worry about this, but right now some places definitely, many places have stay-at-home orders, so you may or may not be able to get outside. I actually tried filming this video earlier today outside, and I was outside and I'm able to, but we are still able to do that here. So there's so many people outside and off work that it was too loud out there. I actually couldn't film, but I did get outside quite a bit, a couple of hours at least today. So if you're in a place where you can get outside, just get outside with the flowers and the fresh air, with the trees. This will help you to get grounded, even if it's just for a few moments. So that is my tip number one for getting grounded, dear one. Now, if you can't go outside for whatever reason, maybe you're not physically able to, I don't know. There could be other reasons besides a stay-at-home order. If you have house plants, sitting with them, communing with them can be very nice. Having a cup of tea. Tea can be very grounding. I like to drink actual tea, black or green tea, and then I also drink herbal, so whatever your definition of tea is. But even the very act of brewing a tea, slowing down and taking the time to do that, and then sipping the tea. Tea is something that you sip, you don't gulp like coffee, so that can be very grounding. Slowing down can be grounding. So those are some things to think about. Now, the number one thing besides getting outside that is absolutely crucial to staying grounded is having some deep breathing each day. Actually making sure you are breathing and not just kind of going through life on autopilot and holding your breath. The deep breathing really just pulls your consciousness to the present moment and helps you to settle into your body. Let's just do some now. Just a few deep breaths together. You'll notice I'm closing my eyes when I breathe. Well, you might not notice because I bet that you intuitively close your eyes too, just instinctually when you breathe deeply. It's what the body wants to do. The body wants to close its eyes a little when you breathe deeply. So try that. And even if you can't get outside, if you will stop, I would recommend every hour that you're awake. Especially in the more active hours of the day. Maybe you don't need to worry about it so much at night. But in the more active hours, once an hour, I would try to set a goal, even if you need to set a timer or an alarm, to stop and take a few deep breaths. It's very important in this time that we're in, where the collective energies are so ungrounded. I'm a very grounded person. I have a lot of earths in my astrology chart. I have a grand earth trine, and I might be psychic, but I'm also into the whole nature connection, so that helps me to stay grounded. And I ordinarily don't find grounding to be a real big issue. Okay, now I say that if I've done like 3 readings in a day, or sometimes even just 1 or 2, I can feel a little ungrounded afterwards. But normally, I can just go outside for a few minutes, just 5 or 10 minutes even, or take a shower. I don't know, getting in water is very soothing for me and very grounding. And I know water isn't considered the grounding element, but maybe it's because I'm so earthy. But I think water is cleansing. So you might try that too. That's different than grounding. Cleansing is different than grounding, but don't we all probably need some psychic and spiritual energetic cleansing right now too? All the fear energies coming in and the collective anxiety, the uncertainty, it can't be good on our auras, okay? So yes, maybe having some spiritual psychic cleansing with the water, not just physical, but you use your mind to meditate when you take that shower or that bath, and you just imagine all the psychic gunk coming off. So that's good too. But my point where I was going with this, let me circle back around, is that even though I am ordinarily a very grounded person, there were a week or two, a week mainly, where I just felt really ungrounded because of the collective anxiety and the fear. And I don't have a lot of fear for myself or my loved ones. I trust that things will play out as they are to play out. I trust that if it is my karma to have that experience, I will have it, and if it is not, I will not, and the same for others. I trust that. But nonetheless, it's hard to not be affected or disturbed. Especially when you're a psychic personality, like many of you are who are watching, you're naturally empathic or intuitive. It is hard to not feel those collective energies, and then whatever else you're feeling. It's hard to even sort that out. What are you feeling versus what are others feeling? So I can relate. I mean, if you're feeling ungrounded, I can relate, is what I'm saying. Even I found it initially a little bit ungrounding, what is going on. But then I just started getting outside a little bit more and really working with the breath. The other thing is too, that just getting in the body and moving. I mean, moving is so good for all of the psychic awakening and the cleansing and all of that. We don't give enough attention to that. I mean, I think we don't. Especially that deep, intentional movement, the yoga, the qigong, the tai chi. I mean, just stretching and breathing and dancing. I mean, dancing can be very good to help build your energy field, to cleanse, to ground, to strengthen, all of it. So if you're able to do that, I mean, you can probably do that even if you're at under a stay-at-home order, like a lot of us are here. I mean, our stay-at-home order in Kansas it's there, but we do have more freedom to go outside than a lot of other places at this time, at least. So that's very nice. But if you're not fortunate enough to be in a place where you can go outside or in a situation, dancing. Oh, and the other thing is drumming. Hey, there's a loud motorcycle. So there's a kid in the neighborhood. It's not a motorcycle, it's like a dirt bike. And yeah, this is what he's doing on his quarantine. He's riding it up and down the block loudly. So good for him, though. He's having a great time, I guess. So hopefully he's wearing a helmet. I hope so. But drumming, and I'll have to do a different video. I have a new drum. I call her Hellebore. So that will be a different video for a different time. But if you do own a drum or any kind of musical instrument, actually, but especially rhythm and percussion, it can have a really grounding effect, actually, if you play that drum. So here's some quick tips for you and some thoughts about grounding. And please do slow down and get grounded. And the other tip, one more thing I wanted to say. I know it's fun for some to have like a vacation. If you've just been given time off work, and I get that, you might want to sleep in late for a while and, enjoy yourself and watch movies and rest. And I think that's okay for a while, but I would actually suggest, even if you're completely off work and don't have to have a job, I would suggest keeping yourself on some kind of schedule. It doesn't have to be the same schedule as, when you do your work normally. But it is very helpful to have a, basic schedule, 5 days a week of, going to bed, at a more reasonable time, and then getting up and having your meals at a, somewhat regular hour. This is especially true if you have children. Children need schedules, they need some routine, and that they also need breaks from it too, don't we all? But you will find that having a loose schedule for yourself is very good. And I definitely would limit the amount of news you take in, for sure. Because when you start taking in news from all around the world about everything happening everywhere, and you can't do anything whatsoever about what is happening here and there and everywhere, that is so disorientating for your inner psyche. It just throws you completely off balance, and you can't be grounded when you're doing that, when you're in this heightened state of concern and fear and worry about what is happening everywhere. When the truth is, it's not your karma, okay? It doesn't mean we don't have compassion and care. We do care, but there is such a big difference, huge energetically, between having compassion and caring and trying to take on other people's karma. Don't you know that by now? I mean, taking on other people's karma is, disastrous. I don't know what to say besides that. So care and be compassionate. And if there is, a situation where you can help, you can do that. But if you're not involved in any way, well, don't get involved, okay? Let people do their jobs who need to do their jobs. And, right now, what we all need to do our part is to do our part, okay? I mean, you need to manage your own energy field. And this is true even if you're not, subject to the stay-at-home order. If you are continuing on with your work, if you are in the medical field, the retail field, the grocery field, the utility field, auto mechanic, any of these ones that are, many of these are not covered by the stay-at-home order. In fact, some of them must legally go to work. Then if that's you, you just have to manage your own energy and what you're doing, right? It's your life, what you're doing. That's where you can make a difference. And, for those of us who are staying at home, we can make a difference too by, keeping ourselves healthy, not only physically, because there's more to life than just the physical. Hello, there's more to life than just surviving, isn't there? Just surviving is not living. So try to, connect with the grounding and create some kind of structure, some kind of sense of groundedness for yourself. I think it's wonderful in a way. I don't like what has happened in terms of the people getting sick and dying, but I think it's wonderful. It's a wonderful opportunity for all of us to learn how to self-regulate, to learn how to create our own structures instead of just having other people do it for us. So until next time, I'll leave you with that and all the love in the world. Right? Blessings, dear one. Bye.